Working this Lippmann crusher today, 48-inch crusher. It's got a C13 Caterpillar motor on it up there. I'm feeding it with a wheel loader. Got two radial stackers producing 1.5 inch clean rock out this side, and then that one over there. Get my bucket out of the way here. Is producing 1.5 inch minus crusher run, so it'll have all the fines, dirt, small bits. What we're feeding is this material here is limestone. It's coming in fairly clean, not super clean. Sometimes we get a little bit of soil mixed in it, but it's coming in only in a thickness of less than a foot. Most of it is, so. We're just hauling it from a pit we're developing a couple miles away, and hauling it in on road trucks. We don't have any off-road trucks here. They're all out west right now. This wheel loader I'm using is the John Deere 724. It's got a lot of automated functions on it, makes it a lot easier. You can just about run the thing one-handed. So the way this material goes through here, feed it into that hopper right there, and it goes into the crusher, which the crusher is a rotary crusher. It sits right there. It's got two adjustable aprons. That little red circle you can see right there in the center of the screen is the upper apron, and that red circle is the hinge for the lower apron. That red rod you see there is the adjustment for the upper apron, and the springs and the red rod here is the lower apron. And so I set the upper apron to size down the material as it comes in. It's coming in about a foot thick, and so I set that to 6 inches, so it sizes the material down to 6 inches. And then the lower apron I set to the size of the material I want to produce, which is 1.5 inches. So you turn those red knobs there, and that adjusts your size. Material goes through the crusher. Down below there's this big conveyor, runs it underneath this magnet. You can see that magnet right there. It's got a bunch of metal stuck to it right now. And it drops off the end of that conveyor through those screens, which are vibrating. The upper screen is 1.5 inches, and the lower screen is 1.25 inches. So the upper screen returns anything that's over 1.5 inches, hits that upper conveyor, goes back and comes all the way back up the side to this conveyor and drops back into the crusher to get crushed again. And anything that's the correct size we want goes through the upper screen, gets caught on the lower screen, and is discharged on this conveyor, this lower conveyor, which goes into this radial stacker, and basically a conveyor runs out to the pile we're trying to produce. And anything that's small enough to get through both screens goes out that far conveyor onto that pile. So you can see we really are producing a lot of mostly dust, clouds of dust. Quite the mess. We got a truck backing up behind me here. Here's what the trucks look like coming in. We got a hammer sitting over here in case we get any oversize in. Size it down to what we need. That's one of the trucks we're running. Little Mack. So you can see about the size of the load they're bringing in, maybe 10 yards or so. Using round dumps, round bottom dump trucks, they handle this oversized material a lot better than a square bottom dump truck does. There you can see all the material hung on the bottom of that magnet there, right in the center of the screen. It's kind of interesting because you wouldn't think coming out of a pit that there would be much metal in it, but I guess they dug through an old garbage pit or something that had a bunch of metal cans. So that magnet right now is just completely full of metal cans, and there's control panels standing on the ground right there, and you can kick on that conveyor, kick all that stuff off of that magnet. Probably could use a little bit smaller of a loader. This is, like I said, John Deere 724. It's about a 50,000 pound loader. Probably could use something a little bit smaller, probably more in 30,000 pound range, 35. This thing doesn't have any problem at all keeping up with 3 trucks. And really, I could feed material into the crusher way too fast. I've tried to feed the crusher as fast as I can, and when I try and feed the crusher as fast as I can, it jams it. So gives you an idea of what we're doing out here.